Erev Shabbos, everyone. It's Shabbos Parshas Toldos. Mevorchim in the month of Kislev, Rosh Chodesh, Erev Rosh Chodesh Kislev. Rosh Chodesh Kislev is the day the Rebbe was well enough to come home in 1977, Tafshin Lamed Ches, and also it's the month of Geula, redemption, and the month of Yitzchok Kislev. A short vart on this week's parsha, and hopefully connect to the idea of Kislev, is that we learned this week's parsha again about Yitzchok and Rivkah. The name Yitzchok means chayk, laughter, joy, happiness. And Rivkah is from the word Rivkah, which is like a group of animals, of cows, three or four cows that are grouped together to be able to go through to the water or to carry the wagon, etc. And the idea is that when is the world of Esav a problem, which we learn about Esav and Yaakov in this week's parsha, and Yitzchok wants to give Esav the brachas, and Esav represents, we know Chassidus teaches us the world of Teo, the world of chaos, which is really the source of the animal, and that's the power of the animal that hasn't been refined and it's broken and came down through the breaking of the vessels into this world. And the whole job of Yaakov is tikkun, is to fix the chaos of Esav, to put back together all the broken pieces of the breaking of the vessels, to gather all the sparks. So when is there a problem with Esav is when the animals are separate. That's why all the animals look different. Each one represents another midah, another attribute, and it's very extreme. Each vessel, the lights are very powerful, and it only wants to go with one way. Whether if it's chesed, it only wants to be kindness. If it's gevurah, severity, it only wants to be one way. And that's the world of separation, the world of pirud. That's why Esav says, Yesh li rav, I have a lot. There's a lot of things. Yaakov talks about shivim nefesh. Even if there's 70, it's one soul. Because Yaakov takes all the pieces, all the components, and brings it back together. And that we start to see already in the relationship of Yitzchok and Rivkah. Rivkah is a ravaka. It's a gathering of 3 to 4 animals, putting all the animals together, all the midos together into one. And that brings Yitzchok, laughter. Because the name Yitzchok, we know that Yitzchok gives a blessing with the name of Elokim. And Elokim is the name of concealment. The name that allows for separation, allows for the person to feel that there's a world and there's something, and they have to maybe find godliness. But where's the true joy? Tzchok asili Elokim. The real joy is in Elokim, that when we're, even if notwithstanding the separation, notwithstanding the concealment, if we could take the animals and gather them together and make a Rivkah, make a Rivkah, make them into one single entity, that's really the completion of what Yaakov has to do with Esav, and that's represented in their parents, Yitzchok and Rivkah. And that's why it brings Tzchok, and that's why Mashiach comes, we're going to say, Yitzchok Yata Avinu, you are our father, because after all the avodah in Golus, after all the avodah in the 5,000 years of creation, we're able to take all the sparks and gather them together and put them back together. That's the life, that brings laughter, that brings pleasure to the concept of the concealment. But also we find Yitzchok uses the name Elikim because Elikim also represents, at its core, it's the purpose of creation. So therefore, Yitzchok is able to bring down from the highest level and to the highest level of Elikim and bring down blessings to Yaakov, that he should be able to do his job, and the children of Yaakov to do our job in this world and to make this world a dwelling place for Hashem. V'yitin l'cha Elikim, v'yitin v'yachse, v'yitin, like the Rebbe would say, to give and give again. And this is in the power we have on this parsha. When we read it before Rosh Chodesh Kislev, the month of redemption, the month of Geula, the month of miracles, like the miracles of Chanukah and the miracles of Yitzchok Kislev, we should be able to do our avodah in a way that's l'mayla miderech hatava, beyond nature, that we take the power of Elikim and break all the laws of nature until we bring the great light of the coming of Mashiach speedily in our times. Good Shabbos and good Chodesh.